good morning. Got Dennis and Jenny on already.
Good morning.
Wow.
Good morning.
It's
a cold,
Friday.
Cold morning here.
Yeah, you had, what did you say at your
It
house?
was 10.
10. We had, I think it was 14 or 15 when I got up. It was 19 when I checked, but the sun's shining right now. So
Yeah, probably got me up to 10.
Yeah, up to 10. Susie's on. Good morning. Good morning, Kim and Colleen. You guys are just jumping right on there.
All
It's
right.
cold there, Dennis. So what's the temperature in just south of the Metroplex area? It's probably 35. What do you think?
I bet it's not 10.
I bet it's not 10 either.
You all tell me if you're colder than 10 degrees.
Yeah, we'll get my buddy from North Dakota on there.
Yeah,
I bet
there
he
you
can.
go. Or Alaska.
Uh-oh, you're already getting... Oh, 29.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well,
36 in Tucson. That's pretty cold for
Yeah.
Tucson.
So Dennis, people don't quite get it. 29 is cold when you've got 60-70% humidity.
Yep.
Or
if you get a little bit of wind.
15 isn't that bad. You already got snow report.
Yeah, 1.7 inches yesterday.
Yeah.
Then we had a little bit the day before, so about 2 inches.
The high yesterday was 29.
It wasn't all that cold.
I just have to mess with Dennis a little bit. Your low was our high. But here, it doesn't feel bad because the humidity's pretty low right now.
That's right.
At 20,
it's a dry cold.
20-ish, yeah. 20-ish range. Oh, it must be cold in Abilene, too, Bethany says. She has the same cold face I think Dennis had.
Man,
Yeah.
A lot of cold faces out there.
Yeah. Now, it is drier in Abilene than it is in Fort Worth or the Metroplex area. So it is Friday, so we'll try to keep it a little bit light, maybe. I don't know.
I hope so.
So let me start off. So we have a early Thursday morning men's Bible study, and we're in Proverbs.
We are.
And
we have been for quite some time.
Yeah. 2, 3, not as long as we've been in Luke on Sunday mornings.
That's true.
So yesterday I discovered my new life verse, and then Paul discovered his new life verse.
They're actually consecutive.
They're back to back, which works. So here's my new life verse. This is Proverbs chapter 30, verse 1, and his is verse 2. Here's my new life verse, and I'm reading this word for word. This is the English Standard Version. The man declares, I am weary, O God, I am weary and worn out. And then yours is,
surely I am too stupid to be a man. I have not the understanding of a man.
So, man.
That's right.
I can actually relate to both of those, but
I'm gonna get mine engraved and hanging on a plaque
is
or
something. We read that yesterday, and it resonated deep within my heart.
That's right.
Both of those actually, there are so many times. So if you need a new life verse,
you come talk to us. We'll find one for you.
Yeah, everybody can take the first one. Apparently, ladies are too smart to take that second one.
Yeah, there you go.
They would have to change it. I am too smart to be a man. Oh
my.
Yeah. Okay. So
yes, it is Friday.
It is, isn't it?
Right.
We have to tread lightly on some of those. So, anyways,
so what are we talking about?
I don't know. I get too distracted sometimes to remember.
We need to focus.
I lose focus. Yeah. So we talked about the main thing, and the idea behind it is if we don't work hard to keep the main thing, then other things will become the main thing. That's Dennis's new life saying now. He likes that because it's a tongue twister.
Better than my life verse.
So, and in the verse that we read in Luke, the 72 disciples come back, and their report begins with, "Oh, good morning, Corwin. Corwin, you missed it. We just announced to everybody our new life verses."
Yep.
Mine is
from Proverbs.
from
30.
yesterday. Mine is, "I am weary, O God. I am weary, O God. I am worn out." And his is that he's
Too stupid to be a man.
yeah. Corwin is way too smart for either one of those, and he's young enough that he doesn't have to pick the first one. But they came back. So the 72 came back from this great little mission that they went on, and the first thing it looks like that they say when they get back to Jesus is, "Even the demons are subject to us in your name." And so they're kind of going off on that, and Jesus kind of reminds them that that's not the main thing. That's one of the things. He said, "I've given you authority over demons," and he said scorpions and stuff, which I was talking to Jim down in High Rose. I don't think he's on yet. Oh, good morning, Tina. He said like the first month they moved down to High Rose, they had like 15 scorpions. His second day there, they got stung. He did. And
that'll ruin your day.
Yeah. So now they have someone that comes up and sprays. Yeah, I don't like those things. Anyways,
Cloudcroft is such a great place.
I love it. Yeah. We get the little horny toads, and
they just kind of sit in your hand
because it's too cold for them to move much. That's why. Occasionally, I'll see a little grass snake or something, but but nothing nasty up here. No, not enough air for them, or it's too cold, or God just blesses around 9,000 feet.
I have ponds on my property and no mosquitoes.
Yeah,
that's great.
I actually have, in the 18 years I've been here, I've seen about a handful of mosquitoes, but not to worry, I've killed them all.
Yeah, they don't know what to do. They don't move fast enough.
Even the flies.
Oxygen.
Even the flies.
Yeah.
If you haven't been up here, it's really comical. The flies, the air is so thin that the flies really have to work, and so they move about like this. You saw that one? Yep. Tell them. You remember which one I'm talking about?
Well, the one I'm going to tell them about.
Study.
Yeah, I mean he's flying and he lands on the table and then just rolls over and dies.
Overexerted himself. Yeah. 33 in Houston. That's pretty cold in Houston.
It is. Yeah. Wow.
I got to tell you, Cynthia and I got married in 1989. Her parents lived in Sugar Land, which is just south of Houston. And go back and look at the record books because that was a record cold year. And we got married right after Christmas. So her whole family came in for Christmas there. And it was Christmas with no water because the water pipes all froze and burst. And they found out that apparently the builders, up until then at least in Houston, figured it's never going to freeze, so they put unprotected pipes in the attic, because it's easy to move around up there. Oops.
Yeah.
So I've seen it colder in Houston, but that's pretty cold for Houston area.
Wow.
So, anyways, we do get distracted, don't we? So let's get back to the main thing.
That's right.
And
focus.
That's it. And so we talked about with Hillary on Monday and then with Jim on Wednesday, and we decided that we were going to let you tell us what are some things we can do to stay focused.
You're asking the guy who's too stupid to be a man.
And I'm going to drink my coffee because I'm weary. Oh God, I'm weary.
Well, it is important to focus on what really matters. And there are ways of doing that.
Tell me. Enlighten me.
Priorities. You need to prioritize.
Okay.
So, first of all, you need to identify what matters.
Okay. You got to know what the main thing is.
Got to know what the main thing is. Once you know that, you build your life around that. You prioritize. Build your calendar around it. Build your time around it. Build your thoughts, your emphasis around it.
So,
am I done?
No. Oh no. No, so you lead a team in your business and your job. How do you ever heard of mission creep or scope creep
Oh yeah,
in a mission?
we talk about that frequently.
So how do you in your job, how do you keep from having the scope creep?
Well, there's three words I use.
Okay.
The first word is requirements.
I thought you were going to say focus, focus, focus. Okay.
No, it's requirements.
Oh, we hang around way too much.
Yep.
So
No, really. I mean, too many people actually start these projects without requirements, and so it doesn't really guide what they're doing very well. And when they finish, they don't know that they're done because they don't know what they started off trying to do.
mhm.
You can't prove it to anybody else that you're finished or that you actually met your goals. So it's a mess. You need to focus on the requirements and guard them jealously. Really, because scope creep will come in. Somebody will come and say, "Oh, you know what? I think we need it to do this." Well, that's not what I thought we were doing. So who's in charge here?
Right.
So yeah, really, requirements.
So how do you guys make sure then that you are holding to the requirements? Parameters are maybe a word I would use, but I hear what you're saying. In church leadership kind of talk, we would say you have to clarify the when.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying, what is our objective? What is it that we're hoping to accomplish?
Yep.
But how do you do that? I mean, so you sit down at the beginning and you tell everybody, so these are the requirements for this particular project.
Well, you start by writing it down.
Okay, so you codify it, you write it down,
Yeah.
it's in writing,
Mm-hmm.
then you hang it on the wall and go along your way, right?
No. No. Although hanging it on the wall may not be a bad idea, so that you can see it.
That might help.
occasionally.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need to visit it frequently to make sure that you're still on track.
Okay. So that's kind of what I was thinking along the lines, because there's a guy who said, I don't know if it's John Maxwell or if he quoted someone else, just because it's hanging on the wall doesn't mean it's happening down the hall. You know what I mean? We can say this is it and hang it on the wall, and then forget about it. So you have to keep revisiting. You have to keep reminding yourself. And excuse me, I would suspect that there are times midway through the project, you might have designated times where you come back and revisit, but where you go back to that and realize, oh, we've gotten off a little, and you might have to realign some of the things that you're doing.
Right. So my team actually has to come back to me periodically to brief progress, and the requirements are the measuring stick.
Okay.
How are we meeting our objectives?
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at those objectives. Let's remind ourselves what they are and how are we doing with those.
Then you say, hey, wait, you've been working on what for 3 weeks?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So I can think of some easy times just in the course of a year where that would work for us. So if we build in, so we determine what the main thing is. And we talked about for Christians, for the church, the main thing is to lead people into a life-changing relationship with Jesus. So that is the thing. It's not the only thing, but it's the main thing. And so there are some ready-made times I think that we could do that. But before I say the times that I think, I want you guys to jump in and tell us, what are some times in the course of a year that we can sit down and do just like what you said? So we have a progress report kind of, or you in your realm, it's briefings that we come back to and say, okay, so this is what I said is the main thing. How am I doing? The other thing in leadership circles they talk about is the two questions that you ask is, what's our business? So that's the main thing. And how's business? How are we doing in accomplishing that? So you guys jump in. What are some times in the course of a year that might be a good time to do that?
We kind of look at it. We have two questions also. I think it gets to the same essence that you're at, but we express it slightly differently. Mission and vision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are we supposed to be doing, and what do we want to be doing, 5 years from now?
Uh-huh.
And that kind of helps set a plan.
Okay. So,
But
so
it's still a requirement.
right. Yeah, you're looking more long term in our deal. So
No,
So-
it's short term and long term. What are we doing now?
Right.
What is our mission? So how can we do our mission to the best of our ability? And then now also let's strategically look 5 years, 10 years down the road. Where
Yeah.
do we want to be then?
what is it going to look like then? So Kathy said quarterly. That one that works. So January, April, July, October, right?
That could work in some instances. I'd say if it really is the main thing, you might want to do it even more.
Even more
than
often than that. So, either at the end of the year or beginning of the year, I think is an easy time. We tend to be a bit more reflective.
Well, that's why we have New Year's resolutions, right?
Yeah.
Some people do.
Yeah.
I don't bother with those.
I have resolved not to do New Year's resolutions, and I've kept up with it. Was talking with
Hey, if the main thing is the main thing, you shouldn't have to do New Year's resolutions.
was talking with someone Wednesday night, and I got to use one of my favorite lines. He said that he still had to go to the gym and work out. I said, "Oh man, I didn't make it to the gym this morning." And he said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, that's like 20 years running." So I don't know where that came from. So quarterly is a good time. The end of the year, beginning of the year. Oh, my New Year's resolution is to not go to the gym. No, I don't know. What are some other times that you guys think? What are some easy kind of built-in times in the course of a year that would be easy to say, am I doing the main thing, or have I gotten distracted?
Are you asking me or are you asking them?
Both. Yeah.
And when it comes to the main thing that we're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
I think at a minimum, every Sunday is a good time to check and see if you're still on track.
Yeah.
If you need to completely recalibrate on Sunday because you're so off track on Saturday, then that might be an indication that you're not keeping the main thing the main thing.
So you're an Eagle Scout.
No, I'm not.
No, you raced an Eagle Scout.
I did.
Okay, but you were in Scouts. You're big in Scouts.
Mm-hmm.
Orienteering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's my thing.
Yeah. You kind of did that for a long time, In fact, I think you have a shirt that says "Got GPS" or something like that. So GPS is a little differently, although the update times are pretty critical. If you only updated once a day on your GPS, particularly when you're in the aviation industry, that might be catastrophic. So you update more often, and actually, man, GPS has come a long way. You know this because you got in pretty early on that. But I remember I had it was a very simple GPS thing that you could take camping, and so you could mark where your tent was, mark where your car was, and it might get you within 100 feet. So don't put your tent in a hidden place or you might never find it.
Yep.
But on that one, it would have to find, it needed a minimum number of satellites to be any kind of effective at all, right? And then, so every time you turned it on, it would reacquire. If we want to, well, let me go back to orienteering. In orienteering, you're using a compass and a map normally,
Yes.
and the sun. I mean, that's helpful. It's harder to navigate on a cloudy day.
You're not using GPS.
Yes. So if you're using a compass and the map, how important is it to keep checking your position when you're orienteering? Can you sit down with a compass and a map and say, all right, And then at the end of the day, without looking again, you've gotten there.
Now, I mean, it depends on how. It depends on terrain and how far you're going.
If you can find a
on
good
on
landmark or
on a
not.
bearing, right? I mean, if you're really trying to get from point A to point B, and point B is only 30 feet away, you probably don't need to refer to it too often. But if it's 30 miles away, yeah, you better check, because if you just say, I need to walk in that direction for 30 miles, you're gonna drift.
So in orienteering, let's say it's a day-long hike, checking your progress and realigning is pretty important.
It is, yeah, and the technique you want to use is find a landmark along your path. Go to that landmark. When you get there, take another reading.
Okay. So have you ever done that and gone too long before you rechecked your position, and then found out that you actually were heading in the wrong direction, and then had to reorient, and it cost you some time?
Heck no, I've never.
Never find out you've been heading in the wrong direction.
Yeah, but I know plenty of people who have.
We had, you're familiar with geocaching?
Mm-hmm.
So we had a church fellowship a good while ago. I don't remember if you were in on this or not, where we went up to Bluff Springs and did some geocaching. There are several geocaches up there. We divided into 3 groups. One of the groups was using, apparently in coordinates, there's a couple of different sets of coordinates that you can use, different types. So they set their GPS to a different set of, I'm not familiar enough to know what this is, but they were using a different
datum.
That's it. They were using a different datum. And so we made it all through and got, I forget if there's 3 or 4 geocaches you had to find. And they were way off in the woods. And so we thought, oh, well, they finished way before us, and the group went over there to let the kids hang out and play and have fun. And so finally one of them said, hey, did you find that 3rd one? We're like, yeah, about 20 minutes ago. Can you point me in a direction? Yeah, right over here. And they were way over.
Yep. That will happen.
So it cost them a lot of time. And once they knew the area, they found it pretty quickly. Here's my point. I would say, so there's some easy times to do it. At the beginning of the year or end of the year is a good time to reevaluate. Sundays are a good time to reevaluate quarterly. Easter, Christmas, I mean, those kinds of things, birthdays.
Yeah, I mean, that's the low-hanging fruit.
Okay. What if we got up every day, and as we began our day, we said, what's our business and how's business? So what are we supposed to be doing? What's the main thing? If we recalibrated and realigned every day, are we still alive? We are not.
What? Man.
We dropped off, the last one was at 8:15.
Let's see, now we're already
It
live
says
streaming.
we're live streaming. Well, I just noticed it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we are. Okay,
all
good.
right. Thanks, Tina.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were getting concerned. We're getting bad indications here.
Okay. Can't tell you how many times we've gone for 25 minutes
Yeah.
and not been live. Thanks. All right. Well, I just didn't see any. Thank you. I didn't see any responses for a while, and then our number went away up there. Good. Well, I'm glad we didn't say anything we weren't supposed to then.
Yeah.
So anyways, the point is, I'm glad that you're still with us. The point is, if we did that every day, the more often you do that, then the if you do get off, then the less off you get.
Well, yeah. Less opportunity to drift.
There you go.
Drift off course.
So maybe we should get up every day and say, oh, thanks, recalibrate. That's it. Recalibrate, realign. Maybe we should get up every day and with our mission in mind, plan out the day.
Yep.
If your guys would do that every day, there would be less opportunity for scope creep.
Absolutely.
To drift from the mission.
Yep. That's right. Less opportunity to get lost along the trail
Yep.
when you're orienteering or just navigating somewhere.
Or if you do, you've only lost a day.
Or
Not
the more often you realign, recalibrate, the more on track you'll be.
There you go. So let me encourage you guys to, I think this is the best thing I can think of to make sure that we keep the main thing, is to every day get up and remind yourself of what the main thing is, and then align your day according to that. So that's it. I'm kind of threw me off a little bit because I thought we didn't.
That's
I
great.
thought we talked for 20 minutes and nobody was here. Thank you guys for telling us we were still on. They could have been really mean and say, "Where'd you go?"
Nah, not our audience.
Not this group. Not this group. Hey, let me pray for you guys. Gosh, lots happening. I'm going to be starting a new men's Bible study soon.
Yeah.
Probably have to figure out what that is. Women are going to be starting a new Bible study. Just so worked out that the men have our fellowship this Tuesday and the women do too. Only they're going to go to a restaurant. And they actually planned a ladies' night out. We need to plan a men's night out sometime. I don't know.
I think we have a retreat coming up, don't we?
We do. We need to talk about that too.
Yeah.
So lots of things happening, going on. Gosh, we've got our children's retreat is coming up in March. Our men's retreat's coming up in March. The youth retreat's coming up in April. So lots of stuff going on. New Bible studies happening. We are diving deep into our new church app. And so lots of stuff you can get on, find out there. The FBC Cloudcroft store is up. So if you have your church app, you can go on there. It should be on the first page of that. You can click it and go to it.
Got some cool stuff.
Lots
there.
happening. So check out our digital stuff, Facebook, website, and our church app. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah.
We should probably figure out ourselves what's going on, huh?
Just spend some time recalibrating.
That's it. Let me pray for you guys. Join us on Sunday, in person or online, and then we'll be back here for Java and Jesus on Monday. Let me pray for you.
Right.
You don't have to go anywhere, by the way.
I'm ready.
Okay. Lord, thank you for your love. Thank you for the way you work in our hearts. I pray that, God, you would help us to keep the main thing, that we remember that we're all about leading people into a life-changing relationship with Jesus. And God, that includes ourselves, that we need to be about daily spending time with you and letting you work in our hearts. I pray that you do that in a way that brings you honor and glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you guys. Love you. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.